big round of applause.
Hey, I can see the French coast there. I've been looking at it since past 6 hours. I can see the golden sand. I can see how the sunlight is making the sand shimmer. And I can see my dream coming true. The dream that I had been dreaming for the past 2 years. The dream that my parents had been dreaming for the past 2 years. The dream that for which we all worked so hard and got ourselves here and had a full barat of people to cheer me up. That's my dream. That's the French coast right there. I've been seeing it for the past 7 hours now. And I know that when I touch down the French coast, when I touch down that base, I will touch down to my dream come true. So let's keep swimming. And I'm swimming. Just 1 more hour to go and my dream will come true. So I take my feed. Every 1 hour I'm supposed to take glucose water or chocolate milk or a banana. I take my feed and I say to myself, this is probably the last feed that I'll take during this swim. Because after an hour I'll be on the French coast, standing all happy and victorious. So I keep swimming. Hey, I see a buoy out there. A buoy, an orange floaty sort of a thing that they put in the ocean to guide you, to guide the ships, and to let you know that something is there. Interesting, that buoy is there. And I keep swimming. And I'm swimming for another 1 hour. I take my second feed. But that's not supposed to happen. I was supposed to be there, I was supposed to be on the boat, finishing, all done with my swimming, on my way back to England to party. But no, I've taken my feed. Okay, probably I'm running a little back on time. But hey, the buoy is still out there. And I've been swimming for 2 hours. What is going wrong? And I go for my third feed. And mind you, I was not supposed to take this one. So I ask my mom what's happening. And my mom tells me, Bhakti, you're stuck in this particular place for the past 2 hours. And you're stuck, you're trying, you're swimming, but you're not moving ahead. And the pilot and the observer, the pilot is the person who rides the boat with me. Yes, I have a boat with me, as contrary to the myth that I just jump into the ocean and swim wherever I want. I always have a boat accompanying me to guide me through the sea. And the pilot is the one who rides the boat. And there is an observer from the English Channel Swimming Association who is supposed to certify your swim. So my mother tells me that you're stuck and you've been stuck for the past 2 hours, you're not moving ahead. The pilot is saying, she's just 16 years old. We have to take her out because, you know, not many but a lot of casualties have happened during the English Channel swim. Casualties like people have died during the swim. Casualties as unusual as people have disappeared while they swim, never to be seen again. Yes, that has happened. So, the pilot is asking you to get out of the water and go back. Because you're just a kid. The average age for swimming English Channel is about 30-35 years old. And I think for a fraction of a second, I think about the past 2 years that I've put my efforts, all those efforts that everybody along with me has put into for this swim. I've done a 36-kilometer swim in Bombay to make myself ready for this swim. I have stayed in London for 1 month to practice for this swim. I've been practicing 6 hours a day every single day of the week so that I could finish this swim. And this person is telling me to quit. So I say nothing to my mom. I put my head down and I start swimming. And for some strange reason, the Hanuman Chalisa starts playing in my head. And I'm not even a Hanuman Bhakt and I know only 2 lines of the Hanuman Chalisa. So constantly, Jai Hanuman Jai Hanuman Jai Hanuman. And that buoy is right there still. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Bhakti Sharma, and what I just shared with you was the last 3 hours of my 14-hour-long swim when I crossed across the English Channel. And yes, I did cross the English Channel. So what had happened? Why did I share this experience with you all? I could have chosen any of the experiences from any of my swims, but I choose to share this one with you. Because those 3 hours were the reason that I became what I become now. Those 3 hours were the reason that I went on to do 6 more swims in 4 different oceans. Those 3 hours were the reason that I was awarded the highest award in this country that can be awarded for an adventure sport. And those 3 hours are the reason that I dare to dream to swim in the coldest ocean in the world. What happened during those 3 hours was that I realized that inner voice within me which told me to not give up. What was happening during that swim was, English Channel is a sea between, it's not actually a sea, but it's a channel between England to France, and it's a 36-kilometer long stretch. But you can't go from point A to point B straight, because imagine two big buckets of water. You put a hole in those buckets and the water is gushing through a tumbler. So that's how it happens. The water from Northern Sea and the water from Atlantic Ocean are coming into English Channel. The only difference is the water never ends in either of these seas. So what happens is, it takes you at least 7 hours to swim across the English Channel, and during those 7 hours, the weather conditions change a lot. It's easy to swim with high waves, although they take you up and they throw you down, but the more dangerous part of it is the currents, the underwater currents that happen. And during your swim in the English Channel, the currents change very quickly. So you can't go from point A to point B and do the 36-kilometer stretch unless you're very lucky in life. So what I had to do was start from point A, take a little detour, and then finish. And those 3 hours that I was stuck in was because of the currents that was flowing from the French coast. So although I was swimming here, the currents were pushing me towards the left. So there was no way I could make it to the French coast. What I had to do in the last hour of my swim was sprint, that is, swim faster than the current to finish my swim. And like anybody of you would imagine your biggest dream coming true in life, and you would stand on the French coast, yay, maine kar dikhaya, maine kar dikhaya. No, I was just standing, please take me back. Please take me back on the boat. And throughout the swim, I was imagining that my mom used to give me the chocolate rolls to keep me energized throughout the swim, and I said, you're not supposed to eat the entire roll, just 1 or 2 bites. So throughout the swim, I was thinking that once I finish the swim, I'm going to eat a box full of chocolate rolls. But I have not touched a single chocolate roll after that swim, because it was such a torturous thing to eat in the salty water, and the taste always reminds me of the torture that I went through in the last 3 hours. To give you a little more detail about English Channel, it's the Mount Everest for swimmers. It's the Mount Everest for open water swimmers. And people have died during the swim, and earlier people used to swim in a cage. They used to attach a cage to the boat, and they used to swim in the cage because of the dangers of creatures inside the swim, but they don't do it anymore. And I was only 16 years old, and when I was going to London to practice, at the immigration counter, you're asked of your purpose to visit the country. And I said, I'm here to swim the English Channel. And the lady on the counter has been living in London for all her life. And she said, what? I said, I'm here to swim across the English Channel. She said, you must be mad. And I looked to my mom, and we said, yes, you got to be a little mad to do great things in life. Mad is that there's a very thin line between a faith, a belief, and the total madness. And when you reach over to the total madness, that's when you achieve, when you want to achieve things in life. And after my English Channel swim, I went to do a lot of swims. I won a gold medal in a marathon in Zurich, and that came totally unexpected. I was just aiming at finishing the swim because it was so difficult. And when I came out, they told me that I had won the gold medal. And that was the most unexpected happiness of my life ever. So what I'm trying to tell you with all my experiences, I assume most of you are MBA students in your first years, second years, looking for jobs, looking for placements. I have done my MBA, and I know that how pivotal this part of time in your life is, that you've spent so much money for a college education, and you're mostly looking for a job, and you'll be sitting for your placements very soon. Why I'm sharing my experience with you is because I want you to know to hang on to that dream that you've dreamt, to hang on to that belief of what you want to do. It's very, very, very important that you carry on. I've quit my job for my next project, and most people that I have met have told me that, you've done your MBA and you're supposed to be doing a job, but I have quit everything because I want to go on to my next project. because I firmly believe in it. It's something that nobody has done till now, and that makes me even more curious to do it. That makes me even more curious to go and swim in the fifth ocean because I've already done four. So you have to have that faith, and the most important thing is to dream, is to keep dreaming. I could have easily laid back and said that no more swimming for me. I have won the Tenzing Norgay Award, and I have swam in the four oceans, and I've got all the recognition that I wanted. So let's stop here. But what would become of you if you just stop at a certain point in life? If you just stop saying that this is it, I'm going to settle now. And because I'm so close to water, I can surely tell you that a water that is settled definitely stinks. So imagine your life settling down. Imagine how much that would stink. So once you graduate out of this college, once you take a job, I don't know what your dreams are, I don't know what you want to do, but I surely know this, that if you have a dream and if the entire world is against you, you need to catch on to that dream, and you need to keep it there in your hands and remind yourself every single day. Live it, sleep it, eat it, think of it, and fulfill that dream, because that is what will make your life worthwhile.